ever wondered where your photos, emails, or online files are actually stored? They're not just on your phone or laptop, they live on the cloud. In this video, we'll explain cloud computing in the simplest, beginner-friendly way. So even if you're new to IT, you'll clearly understand how it works. What will you learn from here? What cloud computing actually is, the benefits of cloud computing with real-life examples, how cloud services are delivered to users, different cloud service models, and types of cloud computing, public, private, and hybrid, with examples. Whether you're a student, beginner, or planning an IT career, this video will give you a strong foundation on cloud computing. So let's begin.
We discussed about the introduction to cloud computing. What is cloud computing? Basically, cloud computing is the services, right? The delivery of computing services such as a server, storage, databases, networking, softwares, or any other analytics or intelligence over the internet, right? The cloud is nothing but the metaphor for internet, right? Now, requirement to be called as cloud computing is that it should be on demand, right? Whenever you need, it should be available, right? On demand, and pay as you go model, right? Pay as you go, right? As I was saying yesterday, that it is all about renting the services, right? In on-premise, you yourself will be creating, maintaining, managing, and you will be having 100% ownership of your infrastructure, right? But here, you will be actually, you'll not uh, own the physical data center or the servers. You will be renting the access to the computing resources, right? From the whom? From various providers are there like AWS, Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure Cloud, right? Uh, Google platform is the GCP. You have IBM Cloud. You have there are 52 Alibaba Cloud is there. You have
Okay.
many other providers are there, right? So now there are some characteristics that we should always keep in mind when you're working with the cloud computing or when you say that it is a cloud computing. First, on demand, that I already told you, right? On demand, like you can access the computing resources as needed, okay? Automatically, without requiring any kind of human interaction with the providers, okay? And other than that, we'll talk about one by one, okay? First, I would like to talk about a concept called virtualization, okay? You know, when I say virtualization, virtual machines and all, virtual machines definitely will talk about it. But currently, I would just like to have a touch base on the virtualization. Okay. So what happens, Ramya, is that uh, the concept of virtualization is not new. Okay. Like, okay, boss, that hey, we are using it in cloud computing for the very first time. It is not like that, right? Initially also, and earlier also, people used to use it. Like, let's say that I have any computer will have some sort of, okay, at least it is, yeah. So any computer will be having some hardware, right? We know that, right? RAM, ROM, hard disk, or SSD. Then let's say that up, yeah, these things will be there. Okay? RAM, ROM, hard disk, SSD, CPU. hmm, Okay, this hardware, and on top of this hardware, you'll be having some operating system, right? Right. And then on top of this operating system, you'll be having any kind of file system, right? File system is like hierarchy and all, right? Like this is my file system, right?
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah.
This is this is my file system actually.
Mhm.
Mm, one other file system. Okay, and on top of this file system, we'll be having various applications installed, right? That's what any computer will be having. App 1, App 2, applications will be there. Okay, this is just a computer, right? Now, what happens in virtualization when you virtualize something? There will be similar things, but this hardware is also called as something bare metal. Okay, bare metal. Okay, okay, hardware. You can also call it as hardware. Okay, bare metal. Now, on top, instead of operating system, what happens that we use a virtualization software. Okay, now what is a virtualization software? Virtualization software is actually something that help you out to create a simulation of a physical machine, or you can say that on top of your computer it will create an application, or if it will make an application kind of thing that will act as same as your physical computer. Okay, but it will be utilizing all your same bare metal. Okay, or hardware, RAM, ROM, hard disk, CPU. These same hardware will be used. Okay, so what is virtualization? A virtualization is a software or a technology that help us to create a or more than one simulated environments of physical hardware system. Make sense? Let's say now this is your virtualization. Now on top of this virtualization, you can create more than one virtual machines. Okay, these are independent virtual machines will be created. Every virtual machine can have their own operating system. Okay, their own file system. Okay, file systems, and their own I mean all those applications and all you can host. Okay, make sense?
Okay, okay.
This is actually one VM virtualization machine, second VM, third VM, okay, fourth VM, many other VMs. One physical computer you can create more than one uh, virtual machines. Okay, so virtualization actually allows multiple virtual machines to run on a single physical server. Maximum uses of hardware. Okay, see, now here is the scenario, Ramya. Here is the catch. Like your physical machine, how much or what is the caliber or what is the capacity or how strong is your physical machine's configuration is there. On that basis, you will be able to create the maximum number or number of virtual machines, right? Let's say you have 2 core CPU for 4 GB RAM and some hard disks or SSDs. So you can create at max one or two virtual machines, right? Because then it will be slow. Okay,
Right.
your system will get slow, or those virtual machine also get slow. Okay, virtual
Mhm.
machines are generally slow by
Okay.
nature also, but
Okay.
nowadays you have various kind of virtual machines that we can create, but that we'll talk about later. But my point here is that the virtualization and as I told you, like hypervisor is one of the Microsoft provide this virtualization software called hypervisor. Okay, there's Citrix also, they provide virtualization. VMware is there, you might have heard all these, right? So these were earlier also being used, but they in their own data center. I still remember, like when I was working in Hotmail services in Microsoft, so they had five, I think three or five data centers all around in different part of the world: San Antonio, Dublin. I can remember only two. Blue was one of the. Okay, so what happened? Like there, they used to create. There was the clusters of virtual machines and all. Okay, so at the core, you were talking about, right, yesterday. That was at the core. They have the physical server, right? So yes, at the end, in the data centers of these cloud providers also, see, it is nothing like uh, uh, internet and all those cloud and all, but what these people have done, they have made several big data centers all around the world. Okay, and
Mhm.
in those data centers they have kept industry level, sorry, industry type computers or the servers, very high configurations. Okay, and
Okay.
on top of those servers they allow various end users to create the virtual machines and use it for you. That's
Okay.
what the cloud computing is, and that's it. That is how they are able to earn. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, virtualization of network is also there. Virtualization of storage will be there. Virtualization of database will be there. Virtualization of compute is there, right? So all
Mhm.
these things are there. Okay, makes sense. We are clear, right? The most common technologies of virtualization, as I said, hypervisor. Uh, Oracle also provide VirtualBox. Many other are there, are the providers of virtualization. Okay, so the technology that, the fundamental technology that any cloud computing is using is nothing but the concept of virtualization. I would like to talk about a few benefits of the cloud computing. It's cost effective, right? Because it is pay as you go model. Okay, cost effective. Second is, okay. Okay, so let's say that this is your home, this is your house, okay, and there's one grocery shop here, and the other one is here, okay,
Mm.
and you go to grocery shop one every day, okay. Let's say for common things like bread, butter, okay,
Mm.
and you buy, okay.
Mhm.
Now every day you go here, but once one day you found that it is down, okay, it is not, the grocery shop owner is not available, or it is closed, or in some or other reason they are not able to provide you the products. What you
Okay.
do?
I'll go to another one.
You'll go to another one, right? Very
Yeah.
shift, right? Likewise, let's say that the Nike showroom or Nike website is there, okay,
Okay.
and it is down. some due to some or other reason it is down,
Mm-hmm.
you'll be doing, you might wait as a you as the, as it is your favorite brand and all, you might wait also, right? You might wait, but not all the time you will be waiting. You might would like to shift to another product, right? Maybe Adidas, any other brand, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what the customer behavior, right? They
Right.
would like to wait. The customer do not like to wait, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that means the seller or the Nike will lose the potential customers because of unavailability of its server or website, anything, right? Means that availability of a service, availability of a website is really very, very important, right? Now, in cloud computing, the cloud provider says that, hey, boss, we will provide you 100% availability of your servers. Not 100, but the SLA will be 99.99%. Okay.
Okay.
Which means out of 100 times you are using or you are making use of the server, there is a possibility of failure less than 1%, one time,
Okay.
0.1 time, right? So cloud promises you that if you use the my cloud services, even Azure, AWS, they all promise you that you are going to get 99.99% of availability of the server, right? Which
Mm-hmm.
means the application or the services will be available for 99.99% of the time. So
Okay.
high availability is one another benefit, right? Clear? Now, if they are on sale or if they are on this kind of discount and all, heavy discount and all, there will be more number of users who will be hitting their website, right? Common simple days or general days. In general, there might be, let's say that 100 users are coming in general on Nike website. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nike website. Okay. In general, 100 users are coming, but it is possible that during festive season or during the sales discount or like these Amazon people have the big billion days and all, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that time there may be chances of having more than 100 people who will be hitting the website, right? Makes sense?
Right.
So let's say that Nike have uh, so we bought 4 servers earlier, right? So let's say that Nike have these 4 servers which are handling the website. Okay.
Mm.
Hmm. So this is your website, and all these 100 people are coming. It can handle 100 people. Okay. Let's say 50 each. Hmm.
Mm.
1, 2, 3, 4 servers. Okay. But during festive season, this number goes to 200, let's say. Okay. Now what will happen? Because these servers have the capacity to handle 100, sorry, okay, it is already 200, right? Yeah, let's say 300 or 400. Okay. So when this more than 201th user will be hitting my website, what will happen? it might go, initially it will go slow, right? Then 202, 203, 205, and at the end, it will go ahead. Let's say that the capacity of this server is 300. So at on after 300, it will crash, right?
Right.
Because the threshold is completing, right? The server doesn't have that much capacity, right? Now, think from the perspective of on-premise. What you'll be doing, let's say that your server is having the capacity to handle 200 requests, and you have already predicted that more than 200 people are about to come to my website. What you'll be doing? You'll add one more or two more servers, right?
Right.
Hmm? Okay. Now you added two more servers. You bought, let's say that $2,000 server again. Okay. Earlier also you bought some servers. Okay. After the sales, after the festive season will be there at max 1 month, right? Not more than that. But what will happen of these two servers now? Because the number of audience or number of visitor to your website is going to down only, right? Going to reduce only. That means these will be of no use if you are using it in the physical environment or on-premise environment, not in cloud, right? And Ramya, initially earlier when we used to create any kind of software, any kind of server, or sorry, software or application and all, people used to sit together. They used to do market research, demand and all, and then they used to buy maximum. They used to set some maximum threshold that okay, boss, max to max, how many people will be coming, and then on that basis they used to buy these infrastructures.
Okay.
But it is not the optimum use of the infrastructure, right? Okay, so this wastage also is reduced when you are using the cloud computing, because it is pay as you go model, right? Let's say that you added two servers, and when it is of no need, when the number of visitors on your website has reduced, you can just get rid of it, right? When you added two servers, Ramya, you basically did a scalability, right? The concept of scale, right? Scalability. So flexible scalability is provided by the cloud computing. What does cloud provider says that hey, we will keep automatic scalability actually. We will keep an eye on your server, and as and when the number of users or number of requests are increasing on your server, on your application or software, we will increase the number of the servers, or we will increase the infrastructure, we will scale it up. And when there is decrease, or when there is less number of users hitting your website, we will reduce the infrastructure as and when. Okay, in that way you will not be charged extra, right? Because it is pay as you go model, metered rate, right? And we you don't have to manually do this. Okay, you just set all your scalability features that at max go to 5 server, 10 server, whatever, and go ahead and use these kind of servers with this configuration. Okay, minimum discount configuration should be there, or maximum this configuration should be there, and then rest of the things cloud itself will be taking care of it, right? So this is basically automatic scalability, right? Auto scalability. Scalability also have two types. See, I have a computer. In this computer I have 2 core CPU, okay, 4 GB RAM, and let's say that 5 GB, not 5, 6 GB hard disk. Okay, let's say.
Mm.
Now, either I can increase the configuration of this existing computer or server, right? I can make it 2 to 4 core CPU, 8 GB RAM, 8 GB hard disk, 1 TB hard disk. I can do that, right? I can increase the configuration, right?
Uh-huh.
Or I can add one more computer, right?
Right.
So again, these are again two type of scalability, right? In that way, right?
Yeah.
Here you increase the configuration of the server, or you add the number of the servers, right?
Yeah.
So what happens if I am increasing the size of the server? I make it bigger one, okay, and then I make it again bigger one, okay, again bigger one, right? So
Mm.
this will be actually a vertical scalability, right? If you are increasing the number of the server, one, earlier it was one, then it was two, then it was three, right? Then it is four. What is happening here? Horizontal scalability, right?
Okay. Okay.
Right. So
Yeah.
you have vertical scalability and horizontal scalability, right?
Mm.
Now, when you have horizontal and vertical, it is again vertical means bottom to top, right? So scale up and scale down, right?
Okay.
Scale up means you are increasing the configuration of the server, right? Scale
Mm.
down means you are decreasing the configuration of the server, right?
Okay.
4 core to 2 core CPU, then 8 GB RAM to 4 GB RAM, like that.
Mhm. Mm.
And here, scale out, scale in, right?
Oh.
Make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Right? You might have seen this in various blogs and all. People talk about it a lot.
I.
Yeah. So horizontal scalability, scale in, scale out. Scale in means like you reduce the number of the servers. Scale out means you increase the number of the servers.
Mm. Mm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Scalability is again another advantage of using cloud computing.
Okay.
Other than that, there are various other benefits, okay, of cloud computing, like flexibility, omnipresent over the internet, right?
Right.
Increase of collaboration. Many other benefits are there in cloud computing. Okay, performance, right? Global network of secure data centers you have.
Right.
Security. I can debate on security because security is like, again, it depends on many other things also, right? So,
Okay.
but yeah, I mean, people say it is when you're using cloud computing, it is more secure, but I, I, I actually feel that it is debatable. Okay.
Okay.
Then disaster recovery is there. Definitely, disaster recovery plays a very important role. Uh, and when you are using cloud computing, it is really very easy also, because earlier what used to happen, that there used to be limited number of data centers, and therefore the latency was there, used to be there. Okay, here also it is there, but you can, like, let's say that you have audience from Hyderabad or um nearby Hyderabad or somewhere. Okay, so you can always go ahead with a data center of Chennai, right? Azure
Mhm.
have data centers in Microsoft have some data centers in Chennai, Mumbai, right? You have some let's say that users in Gujarat, so you can have the nearest Mumbai servers, right? Likewise, Scotland, uh, California, East US, West US, every part of the country is they generally in a country they have two or three data centers. Okay, so
Mhm.
the nearest data center you can connect to, you can have or deploy your services and all. Right? So now, so Ramya, I would like to talk about one interesting concept that is the uh, how your cloud computing is served, okay, or how these cloud computing services are served to a user, or categorization, let's say that hypothetical, top level categorization of the cloud computing services, okay, that I am going to talk about. It's like you might have heard also IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS services. I'm talking about models.
Okay.
What are these models? Like, what are like these models? First of all, we'll talk about it. Like, uh, so the cloud services are divided on some factors, like how much control and what responsibility that you have and the cloud providers have. Okay, on that basis, it is generally divided. There is one more type of division, public private, that I'll talk about it later. But infrastructure as a service, or like on the basis of three things that I said, right? One is the control. Who have See, there are two parties who are using the cloud compute. So, in this cloud computing provider, right? Sorry, cloud computing. CONTROL. Just a second. One party is us, the user, right? And the other party will be the cloud provider, right?
Yeah.
Hmm? So, who have how much control? Okay. Who have what kind of responsibility?
Mm.
Responsibility, by responsibility I mean the security and all. Okay, how much how much control do you have? Okay, so on that basis there are three basic division of the cloud service models. Okay,
Mhm.
one is called infrastructure as a service, IaaS. Okay, cloud providers provide their services in these three models. Okay, but you will not see it in the Azure, AWS, or any platform that hey, now you're going to create IaaS. No, you'll be creating, but this is just a categorization on top level. Like grocery is a categorization, right? Under
Mm.
that, various services will be there. Like go to a grocery shop, a shop. Okay,
Mhm.
in that shop there will be some ready-made food will be there, right? Noodles, sorry, ready-made food, you can say biscuits or anything, right? uh, Pastry, candies, anything, you just directly have it. Then you might have some uh, some of the products that will be used, like let's say that wheat is there, flour is there, right? You take it, you uh, cook it, and then you have it, right? Then
Mm.
you have a bit of ready, like noodles and all. You just add some hot water and all, and you consume it, right? So these are various categorization, right, of
Mm.
the grocery and items.
Mm.
Likewise here also, this infrastructure, okay, when you have the cloud providers provide this basic IT infrastructure like virtual machine, storage, networks, okay, over the internet. You rent these hardware services, okay, instead of buying and managing it, and you do whatever you want, right? Okay, so you will be managing your operating system, you will be managing and taking care. You means customer, okay, managing your the operating system, applications, data and all. But the cloud providers will be providing you servers, storage, maintenance, and they will take care of it also. They will take care of maintenance, they will take care of patching, troubleshooting, everything. Make sense? Infrastructure, a concept called platform as a service. Platform. The cloud providers provide you a full-fledged platform, ready-to-use platform, and you just bring your application, software, code, or anything. Okay, and cloud provider will be giving you the deployment part. They'll take care of your runtime, operating system, and whatever the servers, storage, and networking is needing, as in when your services will be running, they'll provide you. This is called platform as a service, ready to use platform. Make sense? Where you
Okay.
can easily build and deploy your applications. Hmm?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, right? Then you
Mhm.
have software as a service. Some softwares like they just deliver it. Like you just have to sign up and make use of it. Like Hotmail is a software as a service. Gmail is a software as a service, right? Microsoft 365 is a software as a service. PowerPoint, if you're using online, definitely it is a, yeah, in 365 all this counts, right? Zoom uh, is again or Zoom or this Google Meet. These are software as a service. Okay, SaaS platforms,
Uh,
on SaaS services. Then I have one more concept that I would like to talk about in cloud computing. Again, on the basis of control and all, we have there are three type of cloud services. Three type of cloud. Okay, it is cloud models, and I'm talking about cloud. So public cloud, private cloud, hybrid, and sometimes people also talk about community cloud. Okay,
mhm.
public, private, and
Hybrid and community. Mm.
so what happens, there are some, see, from my point of view, there should not be any kind of concept of private cloud, but yeah, there is. People talk about it, but public cloud is like a type of cloud computing which is allowed or being shared across multiple customers. Okay, let's say that AWS is a public cloud provider, right? Microsoft Azure is a public cloud provider. So what does it mean? Like, let's say that I have a server. Sorry, these Microsoft people or AWS people, they have a server. Okay, they have physical server. Now on top of that physical server, you are also creating your own virtual machine. I am also creating my own virtual machine. Okay,
Mm.
so it is public, right?
Okay.
You will not be able to see what I mean the other virtual machines. It is fully isolated. and neither will I. But public, right? Anybody can make use of it, and we both will not own anything, right? And
Mm-hmm.
we will not have much control on it. The maintenance and all will be taken care by the cloud provider, right? High availability, redundancy, everything, right, will be there. Then your private cloud, wherein, let's say you're a very big organization
Mm.
having many small or having many employees and all. So what you can do, you can buy your own data center and provide that data center services to your employees, right? So
Okay.
you can say that it is your own private cloud, but then it is traditional, right?
Yeah.
People
It is
say it like that, okay?
for the
Because
cost traditional.
yeah, model and all, okay, ownership and other things. So basically, let's say that if you have full single organization's ownership, it will be a private cloud, okay? Some people
Okay.
use private and public both clouds, okay, like banking sectors and all. They keep their important database and services and all on private cloud, and because it is uh, really restricted access, okay,
Uh-huh.
and on public also they keep some of their services which are not so critical to have a cost effective solution, so
Okay.
they use the hybrid cloud, okay. Then community cloud, like let's say that few big organizations come together, and then they own their own data center and they use it for their services. Okay, that is nothing but a community service. Okay, so it's all about the cloud computing and computers and all. Okay, if you talk about demerits of the cloud computing, what I feel is like the control, the ownership. Then there will be monopoly also, right? See, there are 50 providers of the cloud nowadays.
Mhm.
More and more are coming in picture, but yeah, you don't have much control on it, right? Like your own. And let's say that if they increase the price and all, you can't do anything. That's why people go in multi-cloud environment. They'll keep some services on Azure, some services on AWS, like that, right?
Mm.
So
Okay.
these might be some of the demerits of the cloud computing.
Okay.
Also, it is fully dependent on internet. Let's say that someday internet is down, you will not be able to make access of your servers and all in any way, right?
Okay.
So this is all about the cloud computing. Okay.